Close your eyes. Listen closely. Beneath the roar of the wind, beneath the shifting of the tectonic plates, beneath the very foundations of the earth, do you hear it? It is a slow, methodical sound. Crack, tear, gnaw. It is the sound of reality itself being slowly devoured. While the gods of Asgard feast in their golden halls, and humanity wages its endless, petty wars upon the surface, something massive and terrible lurks in the absolute darkest depths of the cosmos. It does not sleep, it does not forgive, it only eats. Welcome back to Legends from the Dark Myth. Today, we descend into the toxic mists of Norse mythology to meet the ultimate force of cosmic decay, a beast born of pure malice. We are looking into the yellow, unblinking eyes of Nidhogg, the corpse terror. To understand Nidhogg, you must first understand the architecture of the Norse universe. Imagine Yggdrasil, the great ash tree. Its sprawling branches cradle all 9 realms of existence. It is the scaffolding of the universe, vibrant, living, and sacred. But every tree, no matter how magnificent, has roots. And in Norse mythology, one of Yggdrasil's 3 massive roots plunges violently downward, piercing the veil of the underworld, until it anchors in a place called Niflheim. Niflheim is the realm of primordial ice, freezing mist, and absolute darkness. And there, at the very center of this frozen wasteland, lies a roaring, boiling spring called Hvergelmir. This venomous cauldron is the source of all cold rivers in the world. And coiled tightly around the great root that drinks from this spring, submerged in the freezing mist and toxic water, is Nidhogg. He is a dragon, but do not picture the noble, fire-breathing drakes of modern fantasy. Nidhogg is a vast, serpentine horror, covered in pale, jagged scales that scrape against the dark rock. His name translates roughly to the Malice Striker, and his sole, obsessive purpose is to destroy the world tree. Day and night, for thousands of years, his massive jaws clamp down on the cosmic wood, venom dripping from his fangs, slowly rotting the wood as he chews. He is trying to sever the lifeline of the universe. He is entropy incarnate. But Yggdrasil is not Nidhogg's only source of sustenance. The roots of the cosmos are tough, and the Malice Striker requires a darker nourishment to fuel his endless gnawing. In the Norse worldview, honorable death in battle earned you a seat in the shining halls of Valhalla. A peaceful death from old age or illness sent you to the relatively quiet realm of hell. But what of the truly wicked? What of the murderers, the adulterers, and the oath-breakers? For the absolute worst of humanity, there is a special place in the underworld, a place called Naströnd, the shore of corpses. It is a vast, horrifying hall, built entirely from the intertwined spines of venomous snakes. The serpents face inward, constantly dripping a river of highly corrosive venom down the walls, forming a toxic, burning flood that the damned must wade through for all eternity. It is here that Nidhogg feeds. When he tires of chewing on the roots of Yggdrasil, the great dragon slithers from the boiling spring of Hvergelmir to the shore of corpses. He drinks the blood of the wicked. He rips into their flesh and chews upon their bones. To the ancient Norse, who valued honor and keeping one's word above all else, this was the ultimate terror. To break an oath meant that your soul would become nothing more than a bloody meal for the monster in the dark. Yet, even a monster of cosmic proportions has rivals. Far above the toxic mists of Niflheim, at the very top of the world tree, sits an enormous, wise, and unnamed eagle. The eagle and Nidhogg despise one another. They represent a cosmic polarity, the soaring heavens above versus the decaying underworld below. But the tree is impossibly vast. They cannot reach each other to fight. Instead, they rely on an instigator. Enter Ratatoskr, a magical squirrel who lives on the trunk of Yggdrasil. Ratatoskr is the ultimate gossip, a creature fueled by chaos. When the eagle speaks a bitter insult about the dragon, Ratatoskr memorizes it, scurries thousands of miles down the immense trunk of the tree, and whispers it into Nidhogg's ear. Enraged, Nidhogg snaps his massive jaws, roaring a vile curse back at the bird. Ratatoskr memorizes the curse, turns around, and races right back to the top of the tree to deliver it. Back and forth, up and down, century after century. It sounds almost comical, but it carries a dark truth. Ratatoskr ensures that the tension between the top of the world and the bottom of the world never fades. He feeds the dragon's anger, ensuring that Nidhogg chews the roots with even greater fury. The hostility is endless. Every myth has an end. For the Norse, it is Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods. It is prophesied that one day, the damage to Yggdrasil will be too great. The tree will shudder, its leaves will wither, and the cosmos will violently tear itself apart. The chains binding the wolf Fenrir will snap. The oceans will boil as Jormungandr, the world serpent, rises. And in the absolute depths of the abyss, Nidhogg will finally chew right through the great root. As the gods fall in brutal, world-ending combat, and the universe is consumed by fire and water, you might think the story of the Malice Striker ends there. But the ancient text of the Voluspa, the prophecy of the seeress, leaves us with a chilling final image. After the fire dies down, and a new, green world begins to rise from the ashes of the old, the sky suddenly darkens. Flying up from the deepest chasms of the earth is Nidhogg. He survived the end of the world. The seeress describes the dark dragon soaring through the sky of the new dawn, his massive, leathery wings weighed down by the corpses of the dead clutched in his pinions. He flies off, fading into the horizon, taking the darkness with him, a lingering reminder that no matter how beautiful the new world is, the shadow of decay will always exist. Nidhogg is not just a monster to be slain by a hero. In fact, no hero ever fights him. He is a fundamental law of nature. He is the rust on the iron, the rot in the wood, and the inevitable decay that waits for all things, no matter how strong or how sacred. As long as there is a world to stand, there will be something waiting in the dark to tear it down. Thank you for wandering into the dark with us on Legends from the Dark Myth. If you found yourself captivated by the shadows of Norse mythology, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share this story with those brave enough to listen. Until next time, keep your oaths and beware the chewing in the dark.